What's up, my dudes? Oh, boys. It's just too much fun clowning on MXGP 24. I can't stop doing it, bro. But there is actually a point to this video right here. I know it's going to sound like I'm just joking around or I'm just playing around making this video, talking about the things in this video, but I'm being so dead-ass tea-sipping serious when I say this is actually the comparison we need to be making right here is MXGP 24 versus mud. Not MXGP 24 versus, MXGP 22, MXGP 21, not MXGP 1 versus MXGP 24. I remember I just made that video thinking like, oh, well, maybe we can look at it in the case of like, let's compare MXGP 24 to the very first MXGP game. It's not even comparable. MXGP 1 is just better in every single way than MXGP 24. So the only next best thing we can do here, the only next best comparison we can have here is between MXGP 24 and the even older, the very first Milestone game before it was ever even actually an official MXGP game, when it was just a silly little Xbox 360 game with the tea-sipping NOS boost, probably the most arcadey moto game we have ever seen before. Okay, this is what we've gotten ourselves to here with how bad MXGP 24 really is. We're comparing this thing all the way back to mud. And it's not just for shits and giggles. I mean, it is a legitimate, which one really is better, dude? Which one really is? Which one would I really rather play? And I'm just gonna tell you, bro, I would rather play mud. I'm serious. I'm so serious. I don't know any other way to make it more serious. Why so serious, Spitzy boy out here, right? But I'm just telling you right now, personally, you put them side by side, which one would I rather play? I would rather play mud. I'm just telling you right now, dude, straight up, no bullshitting, straight on that tea sipping. I think mud is better. It's just better of an overall game. Just for the huge aspect of it's almost to the point where MXGP 24 is literally unplayable. I'm not exaggerating when I say it's almost like the bike can't even go around the track without having a spasm, some sort of a buggy, glitched out spasm with the physics. It's almost unplayable. Hell, talking about it being bad. Hell, talking about the whips being like this and the tea-sipping, whipping, ripping shit being like this. You can't even hardly get around the tracks. You can't even hardly play the game. That's how bad the physics are on MXGP 24. At least with mud, it's somewhat smooth with the physics, even though it is literal mobile. You got any games on your phone, bro? You got any games on your iPhone, bro? Mud could literally be a mobile iPhone dirt bike game with how arcadey the physics are. Bro, I mean, call me crazy, but I would rather play a game that doesn't feel as janked out and buggy and glitchy with the physics. I would rather play the most arcadey, basic, simplistic kind of moto game, but at least it's not janky, glitchy, buggy when you're going around the track. Literally the whip system on mud, all you're doing is hitting a button. You're not turning your thumbsticks. You're literally hitting, what the fuck is it? Yeah, you're hitting the A button. You go up to jump phase and you're holding the A button down for the dude to throw a whip in the game. I'm just telling you right now, I would rather do that than how bad and janky and buggy and weird and shitty the MXGP 24 physics system and whip system really is. I would rather play this, you know, the most arcadey single stick control, hit an A button to throw a whip. You're not even turning your thumbsticks. Bro, I'm just telling you, when it's that bad, it's that bad. That's how bad MXGP 24 is. That's really what MXGP 24 is, physics-wise. I don't know how this is even possible, but it is literally exactly like if Mud and MXGP 1 had a baby, and then it kind of had like the graphics of MXGP 2, but more washed out and shittier. That's exactly what MXGP 24 is. It is that combo of MXGP 1 and Mud. Okay? But I personally think it took all the worst elements of both of the games and sort of jumbled them together in a really weird kind of a way. But that's why we're making this Mud comparison here, because the physics of it really have that sort of a Mud feeling to it, but also kind of that MXGP1 sort of a feel. But I think it's worse than both of the games. I think it's like a worse, you know, creation, a mad science lab creation of a mixture of MXGP1 and Mud, and it just ends up being worse than both of them. I'm not even playing around. I'm not even bullshitting, bro. Personally, I'm just saying, I would rather play Mud standalone or MXGP1. Obviously, I prefer MXGP1 over Mud. But, like, if you really sat me down and, you know, sent me off to a, you know, some sort of a space beach or some sort of a tropical island, and I could only sit down and either play Mud for the rest of my life or MXGP 24 for the rest of my life, I would rather play Mud. I'm just being so serious, bro. I would rather play Mud. MXGP 24 is that it's so buggy, janky that there's something about when games get like that, they just, oh, they make my skin crawl. It's like when a game's not even playable, it feels like you can't even fucking play the game properly. I cannot even begin to describe that aspect of MXGP 24 that just makes me, oof. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's like hard to even keep the bike on the track. It's constantly trying to bounce up over every little goofy ass spot on the track. The physics are constantly bouncing forward and backwards in the most unrealistic, janked out kind of way. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad. It's worse than bad. It's bad or bad. It's bad, 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 bad. It's, I know. I don't even know the word for MXGP 24 other than by far the worst of the worst. It can't even compete with Mud.